So in this class we try to discuss some of the important problem in GATE examination. The topic is scheduling. So in this case we are discussing a problem regarding a scheduling. In a scheduling, by using a formula of short processing time rule. Based on this concept we try to solve the problem. It's very easiest problem. You will get more marks in this topic, especially more marks means if at all in examination this kind of question is asked, it is very easy for you to solve the problem. Just simply adding an average. These are the only two formulas that are to be applied for this case of scheduling problems, especially. So that it is you are fortunate enough if there is any question that is appeared regarding in this topic, that is scheduling, right? Whenever you are having a scheduling, you are having this kind of a table. This table consisting of job processing time, right? These are the two columns that are to be appeared in your examination: job and processing time. So job means number of jobs you are having. It may be 5 jobs, 6 jobs, 7 jobs, or n jobs, depending upon the type of problem. And this is the processing time. Now what you supposed to do is, what is the shortest processing, that is the completion of time, average completion of time of your problem. This is the processing time, and completion time you require to calculate for your problem. And what is the average completion time of these problem, I mean these objects, that is the question, right? So very easy. What you supposed to do is simply add another column, job processing time, and this CT is called as a completion time. So job processing time and completion time. Now simply what you supposed to do means, so this is 5 2 3 2 1, simply adding one by one over the other. That is 5 is as it is 5 plus 2 7, and 7 plus 3 10, and 10 plus 2 12, and 12 plus 1 13. Just simple adding. That is, this is the completion time of your object. So this is the completion time of your object, right? So here how many number of jobs you are having? P, Q, R, S, T. That means 3 and 2, 5 jobs you are having. So the formula is average flow time. In order to calculate the average flow time, sigma Ca by n. Sigma Ca is the completion time, and n is the number of jobs you are having. N is the number of jobs you are having. So Ca equal to total value. This total value is 47, and n equal to 5, will get 9.4. This is the average flow time. Average flow time of your object. Okay. Next, another question you may suppose to ask in this type of question is, schedule that minimize the total inventory cost. Schedule that minimize the total inventory cost means simply what is the job and what is the processing time. Lowest processing time can be selected as first one. In this case, what is the lowest processing time? T object having the lowest processing time. Second one is S as the lowest processing time, and Q is the lowest processing time, and R is the lowest processing time, and finally P is the last one. That means you have to go for an ascending order. 1 2 3 5 you are having, so that you are having the value of T, S, Q, R, P. T, S, Q, R, P. So this is the question. So there are the two questions in one of the exam. In one of the year they may ask in your GATE examination for 2 mark questions. So it is very easy for you to solve this kind of problem, especially in the examination. If you select this kind of problem, you will get more marks, right? If in examination, if this kind of models are appeared, it is very easy for you. Just simply adding an average. That is the only thing you are supposed to do. There is nothing more than that in this problem. Just scheduling means what is the job, what is the processing time, and what is the completion. There are 2 types of rules, especially for solving scheduling problem. One of the rule is shortest processing time and earliest due date formula also. Based on these 2 relations, you are supposed to solve your problem, especially in case of a scheduling. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to solve your problem in case of a scheduling. In the next class, we try to solve the problem on earliest due date problem. Okay, right. Thank you. Try to solve the problem based on due date. In the earlier class, we try to solve the problem on shortest processing time, and the next item it is due date, early due time or early due date, whatever it is called. So same process, you are having 3 columns. In the last class, in the shortest processing time, you are having only 2 columns, but in this case you are having 3 columns. So that is what we call due date. So job, processing time and due date. These 3 are the important columns. Based on this only, we try to solve the problem. So based on this relation, what you supposed to do is simply we try to calculate what is the earliest due date. Earliest due date means simply you are having a late. How many number of jobs are you are supposed to processing in late, and how many number of jobs are you try to processing on early. Based on this relation, you can easily find out. Based on this data, you can easily find out. How do you find out? Right. Let's draw the another table. So what is another table? Another table includes job, processing time, completion time, due date, and this is early due date relation, right? Early due date, that is lateness or something, or whatever you can call as, right? So job, processing time, completion time, and due date, and the minus of C minus D. Simply saying that C minus D, right? Before processing of this table, first you have to know what is the sequence of your job. That is also very, very important. The same process we applied in your short processing time. So in this case also we try to apply the sequencing of your jobs. According to that only you try to imply in your table in earliest due date rule. So what is the sequence of your jobs means simply, so in this relation you are having number of jobs and you are having a due date. So based on your due date means your job is to be dispatched on this particular date or time. Here it is a date, so you can call it as a date. As per the date you can dispatch your job. That is what we call as a due date. So in this case, what is the lowest due date? First you select the lowest due date. According to that you have to imply in your relation, or in you have to form a table. So it is job 1 having the lowest due date among all your 4 jobs. Due date is 6, and next due date is second job, you are having 9, and next due date is 4, and your due date is 17, and third one is job 3, you are having 19. So after identifying the sequence, here the sequence is 1 2 4 3. So the sequence is here 1 2 4 3. The sequence is 1 2 4 3. Now the same thing is applied in your tabular column 1 2 3. Just simply apply table column 1 2 4 3. In 1 2 4 3 processing time is already given 4 7 8 2, and the due date is already given 6 9 19 7, something like that. So what is the completion time? Simply adding of those things, 4 plus 7 11, 11 plus 8 19, 19 plus 2 21. That is your completion of your time. Now what is your due date? Lateness, earliest due date relation, C minus this D. So 4 minus 6 minus 2, 11 minus 2, 11 minus 9 2, 19 minus 17 2, 21 minus 19 2. That means here in this case the problem is asked for number of jobs are delivered in late conditions. Number of jobs are delivered in late, or how many number of jobs here? Only late means minus value. Minus value means here it is only number 2. That means 2 is the value you are supposed to get, right? So this is very, very important concept, due date relation. Due date relation is very, very important relation, a very, very important concept you try to imply in your formula. So whenever you are having a due date relation, you please try to identify the sequence. Sequence is very, very important. The sequence is based on this due date. But earlier in the SPT rule, shortest processing time, what you supposed to do is simply based on your processing time, we try to arrange in a sequence in a shortest processing time. We try to identify your job sequence of job based on your processing time, but in the earliest due date relation based on your what we call due date. Based on due date, you try to write down your sequence, try to write down the sequence of your jobs, right? That is how you supposed to calculate. Suppose for the same problem, for this problem as usual, for the same problem you can also what we call calculate by using SPT rule also, shortest processing time also, same relation, but the same relation processing time is already given. So that some based on this relation you try to calculate based by applying the shortest processing time relation also. You can easily calculate the tardiness. Tardiness is the positive value and lateness is the negative value. Remember, please remember, tardiness is the positive value and lateness is the negative value. Okay, in the next class, you try to solve the problem based on your SP2 rule for the same relation. Okay. So in this class we try to, in this problem we try to solve by using SPT rule case, right? Shortest processing time. In the previous one we are applying earliest due date. It is the shortest processing time. Same procedure, same formula, the same problem we are having, but we are applying SPT rule, shortest processing time rule. So as usual, first you try to identify the sequencing of your job. How do you identify the sequencing of your job? So based on your processing time. So here the lowest processing time is for job 3, processing time is 2, and for job 1 the processing time is 4, and for job 2 the processing time is 7, and for job 4 the processing time is 8, and simultaneously we are having due date. So here there are two concepts you have to be remember. First thing is, for a shortest processing time we are trying to apply the sequence of your jobs based on your processing time, but in the earliest due date concept, we are based on your due date you try to sequencing of your job. So here the sequencing is 3 1 2 4. So based on that you formulate a table. You try to formulate a table. The table is 3 1 2 4. The table is 3 1 2 4 and the processing time is 2 4 7 8, right? Completion time, so as usual 2 plus 4 6, 6 plus 7 13, 13 plus 8 21, and due date according to that simply apply your due date 19697. Due dates are available in this table, right? That is already given in your problem. Based on that simply you can simply directly copy paste those values. Now calculate whether it is based on here in this case they try to ask the tardiness. Tardiness is the positive value. Lateness is the negative value and tardiness is the positive value. In this case, by applying the SPT rule, in this problem here it is asked for to calculate for your tardiness. Tardiness is a positive value. How many number of positive jobs you are having? So simply minus 2 minus 19 is minus 17, 6 minus 6 0, 13 minus 9 4, and 21 minus 17 4 value. 21 minus 17 4. So among this C minus D value we are having only two positive values, 4 plus 4, that is 8. That means number of job delivered in the tardiness is 8. So tardiness is the positive value and lateness is the negative value. So there are two possibilities of asking question, whether it is by applying a lateness or by applying a tardiness. Tardiness or lateness. By applying a tardiness or by applying a lateness. Tardiness or lateness. By applying only these two conditions you are having tardiness or lateness only. You try to calculate your values. Tardiness is the positive value and lateness is the negative value. Okay, so this is the how you supposed to calculate your values based on your SPT rule and earliest due date rule. Only two rules in a scheduling. Simply you can easily calculate. In a schedule. In the next class we try to solve the problem based on your sequencing. Sequencing means there is some rule, based on that you can calculate. So we try to apply those rules in the next class. Okay, so this is problem based on your scheduling. I hope you understand. Very easy concept, very easy to practice. So especially this OR subject is very easy. OR, so better to concentrate. More number of more weightage is also given for this OR subject also. Okay, right, thank you.